What is up, guys? This is KINGDRAS here, and I am your coach of the Los Angeles KINGDRAS. The KINGDRAS are back, baby. We are back, ready for action, and we are ready to go. I wish my room wasn't so echoey, but alright. So, as you can see here, we got this all set up to show you guys our draft. Everybody else's draft was streamed over on Joeshmoegmaing's channel. I have all of it right in front of my face, but we're only going to go over my draft in this video, and we are going to be introducing you guys to your Los Angeles KINGDRAS for season, I believe, 1 of the GPL, and I am very excited for this. I hope you guys are excited as well, and we have a lot of KINGDRAS returning. We have a lot of Pokemon that we really love coming to the squad, and I'm super excited for this season, and I'm really satisfied with my draft, even though a lot of people have been saying it is completely wild. Like, so many people have looked at my draft and said, this, like, I don't know what you're doing here, but I like it. And I honestly love it. So, without further ado, let me introduce you guys to the Los Angeles KINGDRAS for the Season 1 of the GPL. So, as you guys can see, the very first thing I drafted in the OU draft was Mimikyu. Mimikyu is absolutely my favorite Pokemon to use in any form of competitive, and it is a proud member of the Los Angeles KINGDRAS from the 8-Bit Battle League, the Los Angeles KINGDRAS only appearance yet, but Mimikyu will be joining us again, and I am super excited for that. Next up, we have Mega Tyranitar joining us, and that is very exciting as well. Another returning member of the Los Angeles KINGDRAS redrafted, and when I saw Mega Tyranitar in OU, and I was kind of trying to think who to draft, I really wanted Mega T-Tar. I love Mega T-Tar. I like using Mega T-Tar. Very interesting mon to use, and it definitely does help out with a lot of things, especially, I don't even know what it helps out with exactly. It helps out Psychic types, helps out with a lot, but it's also very weak, so it is a glass cannon, but I am super happy to have Tyranitar back on the squad to help us out. And then our third OU pick was Rotom Wash. I have never used Rotom Wash, but last, in the 8-Bit Battle League, when the KINGDRAS made their last appearance, we did have Rotom Heat. So we're gonna say Rotom's just coming back in a different form, ready to wash the floor of everybody. And the reason I picked Rotom Wash was because I really like the typing Electric and Water, and I just thought that it would be really good coverage with the things I had already drafted above. Also, another thing about Rotom Wash for OU is that our other two OU picks are primarily physical attackers, so they're going to be more of Dragon Dance for T-Tar and Swords Dance for Mimikyu setups, whereas Rotom Wash can be used in many different ways. It gets Defog, it gets a lot. Rotom Wash is actually, I'm very excited to use that mon. I think I'm going to make very interesting use of it, and I'm just excited to see what I can pull together with that. Moving on down the list, next up, everybody. The almighty, you should have seen this coming when I had the opportunity to draft it. I picked it immediately. We have Alola form Marowak, and I am super excited to use Alolan Marowak. You guys have no clue. I have not had a chance to use Alolan Marowak in a competitive scene quite yet when it comes to a battle league. I have used regular Marowak. Regular Marowak was a member of the Los Angeles KINGDRAS in the 8-Bit Battle League, but today we are stepping it up. We have drafted Alolan Marowak, and that is just another mon that, beyond being my very favorite Pokemon, it is just such an awesome mon for me to use. I love using it. I love its signature move, Shadow Bone. I love that it has Rockhead Flare Blitz available to it. Very, very solid mon, and I think we're going to do quite some work with Alolan Marowak because it's just what I do. Moving down, we do have the man himself, the legend. I don't even know if you call it a man, it's genderless, but we have drafted Stakataka, the most literal wall in Pokemon. But we have drafted Stakataka, which is super exciting. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Stakataka for whatever reason, and I'm honestly just really excited to see what it's like going for a Pokemon that's a lot slower than I'm used to. I'm a very much a fan of fast Pokemon. Stakataka's speed stat is god-awful, so I'm super excited to see what it's like using a slower Pokemon and just using stack attack in a competitive sense, you know, having that ultimate defense. We're gonna see what we could do, and hopefully we do manage to make some great things happen with that. And our final pick of UU was Lucario. That pick was almost a... I'm not a very competitive player as it is, so my team is going to look a little weird. I don't have all the competitive sense when I'm picking my teams. I just pick what I like, and I do a little bit of like, okay, I know that's a good mon sort of judgments, you know. I do like making sure that they are good for different things, but for the most part, I do pick a lot of mons that I just like, and I'm getting better at competitive. I'm learning as we go. But we did pick Lucario just because Lucario, I really like its typing. I like having another steel type on the squad along with stack attack, and to handle fairy types even easier. And I don't know, I think it's going to be very interesting mon to use, and I'm excited to use that. Moving on down to the RU picks. First up, we have Dhelmise, my very favorite 7th gen Pokemon. The big reason I picked Dhelmise is because I've used Dhelmise before. I know a bit about Dhelmise, and I really like how it has 3 stabs instead of 2, and it doesn't have any of Steel-type weaknesses. That is the best part. We get Steel-type stab on Dhelmise without ever having to worry about getting hit with any move that would normally destroy a Steel-type, you know. And that is super duper convenient for us. We will be making use of that. The steel type is very prominent on the team, and I am aware of that just because of these last 3 picks. But it is completely fine. We are going to make amazing use of it, and I'm honestly really excited to use Dhelmise, being one of my favorite mons from my very favorite mon from 7th gen. Moving on down in the RU picks, next up we have Salazzle. The reason we picked Salazzle is once again, it's just another mon I really did like from 7th gen, and I've seen it used. I've seen the good sides of Salazzle. There is a lot you could do with it being a poison fire type. Once again, we have literally stacked for fairy type coverage with this draft, because fairy types were a big weakness last time we did competitive, or at least from what I remember. But Salazzle is here to handle more fairy types as well as other types that the fire type can handle, and the poison type. It's just, I really like its typing. Ground type kind of runs house on Salazzle, but we will be able to make a lot of great plays, and I do think Salazzle will come in handy very often, to be honest. Next up on the squad, this is one that was not really, I don't know how we're going to use it yet. I've never, ever used a Meloetta, but I am super excited to try, because Meloetta does have 2 different forms that are 2 different typings, and I get to use both of those to my advantage here, which I am super excited about, and it is just going to be a very interesting... very interesting mon to use. I do plan on using it in the in battles and whatnot. I don't know when we'll start using it, but we'll definitely be bringing the Meloetta out. I'm super excited to get used to that Pokemon, and just exploring a brand new Pokemon as interesting as Meloetta. Shout out to Professor West for that mon as well, because that's his mascot. Moving down to NU, the final section of the draft. The first thing I went ahead and drafted was Guzzlord, because we did not have a single dark type. I don't believe, let me look through this name. No, we have Tyranitar, so we did have a dark type, but we didn't have a single dragon on the team, which isn't always a bad thing. But Guzzlord is a very cool mon, if you ask me, and I think I'll be able to make good use of it. It is an Ultra Beast, it is a giant, it is a monster, and I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of looking into Guzzlord to see how I could use it the most beneficial for myself, and in any scenario we might end up in while we build our teams. But I'm super excited to use Guzzlord. That was another one where it wasn't too much based off of I know it's gonna be good, more so of this is a mon that I've heard good things about, I've seen it, I've caught it, I know its stats aren't bad, and I really think I might be able to make something happen with it, you know? So we are gonna do our best to make use of Guzzlord. Moving on down, we got my boy Dylan, my boy Poise. We got his mascot, Vanillux, on our squad. Vanillux was drafted as coverage, because I was looking through our team, and a big thing I realized is that we don't have an Ice type, and Ice type does cover a lot. I mean, we have coverage for most of it, but it's always good to have more coverage, and I really like the Ice typing, because it covers not only Flying type, but it also covers Dragon type, and a lot of Dragon Flying types out there are going to be absolutely terrified on my Vanillux, and you could run a lot of good things on Vanillux. I know it's NU, it's going to take some getting used to, it's going to be a very interesting mon to learn as well. A lot of these mons we are going to be learning how to use as we go through this, but I'm super excited to use Vanillux as well. I just love our draft. I really love our draft. But Vanillix is here. Vanillix will be one of our dragon handlers besides Mimikyu. And I think Mimikyu might be my only dragon handler right now besides... Yeah, Mimikyu is really the only dragon handler besides Vanillix, so that is just a big reason why I did get it, is because I felt like we had a dragon type vulnerability, you know? So we did pick up Vanillix to try to handle that a little better. And then moving on down, the very final pick that I chose, and I actually waited to choose this because I didn't really know if I wanted it that bad, and the other ones seemed like better choices at the time, but it was available when I made it to the end of my draft, and that was Joeshmoegmaing himself, Sceptile. We went ahead and picked Sceptile because Sceptile is one of my longtime favorite Pokemon, ever since, like, Emerald was my favorite game all the way until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and Emerald will still probably, it's always going to be one of my most nostalgic games, and almost every single time I've ever played through Emerald unrandomized, I've picked myself a Trico and got myself a Sceptile, and I have loved it every single time. So we did go ahead and get Sceptile. I really do like Sceptile's speed, and I just really like the Mon in general. I think it's going to be interesting. Pure Grass type, which is something that I wasn't really too sure of. You know, we already have a Grass type in Delmise, that's a Grass Ghost, and I think Sceptile will be able to help us out with a lot of simple threats, you know? Threats that are hard to touch with, like, more complicated, more interesting, powerful Pokemon, but I feel like Sceptile might just be the dude who's able to get around a lot of that, you know? For whatever reason, I got a lot of faith in Sceptile getting around of a lot of simple threats, as I would like to dub them, for people who aren't going to completely body us, but people who also... they could if I didn't have Sceptile, you know? But that is our draft, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it a little bit more before we go ahead and end off our draft recap video here. And talk about the Mons on the team, what we are planning for this season, a little bit of special things we will be doing for the KINGDRAS specifically. And yeah, but, so... this league is between me and 8 other people. Their links will all be in the description. Make sure to check them out. I don't know all of their channel names off the top of my head, but I will put all of their links in the description, so do make sure to check them out. But big shout out to Joeshmoegmaing for setting up this entire thing, inviting me to this, and allowing me to be a part of this. And I really do appreciate it, Joe. Thank you very much, dude. And I cannot wait to battle you, my dude. I cannot wait to get going with this. But as you can see here, all of this, I have everybody's draft too, and we will go over that in the beginning of each week. Okay, now I'm talking about it. That was a weird transition, but we will be going over each battle and our team builder at the beginning of each battle video, just like I did in the 8-Bit Battle League. So that means when you see me upload a video like GPL Week 1 Battle, my team builder section, instead of making a whole team builder video, we will just have a quick team builder recap at the beginning of the episode before we actually get into the battle scene, you know? But yes, okay, so we will be having our team recap, our team builder recap at the beginning of each battle. We will not be having separate team builder videos because team builder videos, they are cool, they're fun, but when I build my teams, it's usually not when I have time to record it, you know? Like, when I'm building a team, it's usually just like some downtime that I have to myself, or some time that I could really quickly just put it together. I'm not going to be recording that because I don't really have much to say when I'm building it, but I can explain it after the fact, which is what we are going to be doing. Another thing about this draft that is super cool, for me at least, and I'm super happy about, is we have a lot of Pokemon on this team that we have shiny hunted before, and I am going to be bringing them and only them as shinies in these battles. And those Mons are Mimikyu, Alolan Marowak, Stakataka, Delmise, and Salazzle. We have 5 Mons on the Los Angeles KINGDRAS this season that we have shiny hunted and caught before. So we will be bringing those 5 Mons as shinies whenever we use them. Another thing about this, which is going to be a little bit different than the 8-Bit Battle League, is I want to leave each Pokemon... I want to give each Pokemon its personality. I want it to be the same Mimikyu, the same Tyranitar, you know? We'll keep the movesets different. We'll do that different depending on which teams we're battling. But the names and genders of each of these Pokemon will stay the same the entire season. And I kind of want to keep, if I draft more Pokemon, I just want to keep it like a thing, you know? The more the Los Angeles KINGDRAS go, I want us to have the same Mimikyu the whole journey with the Los Angeles KINGDRAS whenever we manage to draft it, you know? But there's that, and I think that is all I really wanted to say. But I'm excited for this. If you guys are excited for this as well, please make sure to hit that like button down below. It really does support the channel, the Los Angeles KINGDRAS, and everything we're trying to do here. But the very first week has already begun, and our week 1 battle will be uploaded tomorrow, since this is going up on Saturday. So I hope you guys are ready. This was very quick and to the point on my channel, at least, of me making this recap and then immediately jumping into battles tomorrow, and it's going to be a ton of fun. But once again, make sure to check out everybody in the description that is also taking place in this battle league, because it's going to be a ton of fun. And I do, if you guys want to keep up with the entire thing, I hope you do, because me personally, I'm going to be doing my best to keeping up with everybody, you know. But that is it, my dudes. There you have it. And we're gonna go ahead and end this off, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with our battle. But as always, everybody, my name is Cubawack. This has been the Los Angeles KINGDRAS, and we will catch all of you guys next time. Peace!